Hello, Our Lady of Greenwood. Today's gospel, we're using, we have the elect now who are celebrating the scrutinies. So we're using the year A readings. So the gospel today will be the gospel about the Samaritan woman at the well. In this gospel, we learn something interesting. We have Jesus encountering this Samaritan woman, and it is an encounter of where a sinful woman sort of encounters the great love of God. And we will sometimes refer to her as the first evangelizer, the first proclaimer of the gospel message. Because after this encounter with Jesus Christ, she sort of goes back to her Samaritan village and says, come see this person who sort of knows everything about me. And what we also might want to pay attention to is, there is a little bit of the Samaritan woman doesn't necessarily memorize prayers. She, I guess there was no rosary that existed at the time or anything like that. But she just has this heart that is open to hear what Jesus has to say to her and open to God's love for her. She's in fact eagerly desiring God's love for her. And so her heart and her life is changed because of that. I think that's a good thing we can learn from the Samaritan woman is it's much more, to have an encounter with Christ is much more profound than just what we say. Just the words that we say, while important and good, it's really bigger than that. It's how is my heart? Is my heart open to receiving God's love? And so we want to be attentive, as Pope Francis teaches in his He Loved Us, this encyclical, that the heart being open to God's love for us is a far more important matter, the disposition of our heart, than simply the words that we say. A couple of just kind of housekeeping items. We were going to do a day of reflection this past Saturday, or what's coming up, depending on when you're watching this. We have postponed that to June 27th. We're going to try to do a dinner on the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the evening of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. We'll have a dinner that evening, that's June 27th, and we'll have a couple of faith-sharing opportunities in English and Spanish with the dinner just together. So again, just postponing that event and we're going to probably simplify it a little bit just to be an evening together with a couple of faith-sharing testimonies and some food. We are in the middle of our capital campaign. Some of you are receiving phone calls and interviews. We're not in the middle of we're in the middle of the planning for the capital campaign. So some of you are receiving interviews. There'll be some surveys that we're asking that you take on Sunday. I think there's some emails that went out. Please fill out those surveys and let us know your thoughts. We are hoping to do a renovation of the church space, the main church space. And then finally, at 8:30 p.m., just a reminder, at 8:30 p.m. every night, we are praying a rosary together. The idea is we just kind of end our evening here at Our Lady of the Greenwood with the rosary. And there's a group of us that are doing it regularly, but all are invited. So anytime you can come by at 8:30, we do a bilingual rosary and praying for just immigration reform. We're praying for greater respect for human life in the world and for protection of our families. Any other intentions that you have that you wish to bring to that rosary, certainly we'll pray for those things as well. So that's at 8:30 every night, and we've been pretty solid. It's happened every night ever since I announced it about a month and a half ago. So have a good rest of your whatever time you're watching this, and God bless, and I think that's it.